have also sabotaged you in the aspect that the moment we get to 2017, you see a company called Future Growth that belongs to Old Mutual saying that we'll no longer give loans to SOEs, particularly Eskom. And so that started a regime of sanctions, of trying to bleed the government and not give it money to build its infrastructure. They also said they would influence other financiers across the world not to give South African SOEs and the South African government money. That is a regime change agenda, and that is an agenda to deindustrialize South Africa, as I've been saying with the Morgan Bell plan.
I have to interrupt you there, Rutendo. I'm trying to understand how you can erase 12 years of state capture by just dismissing it as a farce. Who exactly would be orchestrating this farce? And are you going to reply and say the West?
Well, it's interesting. How can we not erase 12 years if we've erased 135 years of state capture by Anglo-America and the companies that were formed out of the Cicero John Rhodes companies?
Don't forget that 20 years ago, Eskom was an incredibly successful company.
No, it wasn't.
It was. We had electricity. Our maintenance program was on track. We had profitability. We were exporting our excess power outside of the country as well. You
were doing that while 70% of South Africa didn't have electricity. Many people were living in darkness in a country that was producing what you call...
I said 20 years ago, not
yes,
27.
I'm talking about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you did not have electricity for everybody. You actually had 70% of your people without electricity.
Yeah.
They were excluded. And the labor of these people, the pittance that they were being paid in mines and the jobs that they were working where they were paid 10% of what a white person doing the same job would earn was money that was being used to subsidize Eskom for it to be a social welfare system for the mining companies.
So you're saying the success of Eskom 2 decades ago was a false narrative?
It was a false narrative. And it was a false narrative that if we allow ourselves to make that narrative, then we become complicit with an apartheid system that excluded 70% of the people because they were black and we don't care about them, yet we only gave services to 30% who were basically being subsidized by those that didn't have electricity,
okay, let's talk about Medupi.